a fairly short amount of time. Just introduce myself. I'm Steve Chilton. I'm a fraud. Never done the Bob Graham round, but I've written about it and done a bit of supporting. So just have a feel for the room. Can anyone raise their arm if you've done the Bob Graham round in the room? A couple? Anyone under 14 hours Bob Graham round? I'm just checking whether Billy's here or not. Okay, we're cool. Okay, what I'm going to do, I hope I don't go over things that you may know already. I just feel I want to put the Bob Graham round in a bit of perspective, a little bit of history, and some of the people who have done innovative things around the Bob Graham round. So the guy in the middle here is Bob Graham. He was a hotelier in Keswick, and he used to take his guests out walking on the fells. And in 1932, he decided to walk 42 of the peaks, and set kind of a challenge that's been quite an endearing challenge ever since. So just for reference, the map shows the route. It starts and finishes at the Moot Hall, Keswick. It's approximately 62 miles, depending on how lost you get when you take the optimum route. It includes 42 peaks, 27,000 feet of climbing, and the popular idea is that it's the same height as Everest, and the target is to do it in 24 hours. Just for the record, the little blue squares are 4 times you go across a road, so you can have support and do things like that. It tends to break into 5 standard legs. So a little bit about Bob Graham himself. This is the place he had in Lake Road, just over the other side here, next to the Abraham Photographic Studios. The buildings aren't there anymore. But another place he owned, does anyone know where this place is? Yeah, it's the Derwent Water Independent Hostel now. He ran it as a hotel, which basically failed as a business. It's a fantastic spot. And what he used to do, as I say, was take his mates and even the guests out for long walks. And apparently, that's the photograph of one of his team in their kit, geared up for a long walk. And so it was his habit to take the guests out walking. A quote from the book, just a little bit about Bob Graham. He wasn't a natural athlete, he wasn't a runner as such, he was just a very fit guy. He espoused teetotalism, vegetarianism, and apparently he went walking in his shorts and his pyjama jacket. And that's just a little bit about the man that set this task up. So this is 1932. No one came along and actually repeated it for 28 years. And then this guy, Alan Heaton, in 1961, came along and repeated it. And it was a bit like something like the Roger Bannister 4-minute mile. Once someone had done it, other people came along and thought, okay, I'll have a crack at that. And his brother and a chap called Stan Bradshaw, so it's his brother on the left and a chap called Stan Bradshaw. I think they're all from Clayton Le Moors, if I remember rightly, the running club. They came back and repeated it, and then started taking off. One of the catalysts was a chap called Fred Rogerson, who was a kind of the mega support person of that time. He also recorded the things that were being done, and he kept records of things, and he was very much a catalyst for it being made more widely known as an activity. So these are some of the pioneers, but I'm going to tell a kind of slightly parallel story of myself supporting a friend from Altrincham last year on a round, and this is our team at the Moot Hall before we started off. And there they are, they're going off about 9 o'clock at night to start their round. So we'll come back to that. Well, no, we won't, we're going to go on with it straight away. What I'm going to do, if it works, is just a quick video. So if you remember the map, this is them coming in at the end of the first leg, which is a car park in Threlkeld.
Looking good, mate.
That's the aspirant there going through. What the supporters often do on the legs is to come forward and say what they want. He wants a cup of tea, he wants a bowl of porridge. I don't know if you saw, he took off me some toilet roll. And apologies to Threlkeld Cricket Club, but you have to go around the back of the cricket club to deal with the immediate problem. So I'm now setting up a huge amount of food for the changeover. I'm feeding the pacers, I'm feeding the candidate, giving them what they want, and that was the end of their first leg. A little later on, he's looking a little less lively. Coming into
Neil. Al.
What's Dale?
How you doing? Give us a word.
Alan was also doing the round with him.
Porridge,
and he's looking a bit less lively,
or tea.
and he was supported and moved on. So that's just a very little bit of clip of something, but another much more interesting one coming up in a minute. So people started pushing the barrier.